Question 10 is all to do with rules of indices. Right, A. Anything to the power of 0 is always 1. Anything, any number to the power of 0 is 1. Okay, 49 to the power of a half. That's the same. A power of a half just means square root. So you're asking yourself, what is the square root of 49? 7 times 7 is 49. So the square root of 49 is 7. So remember, to the power of a half, anything to the power of half means the square root of that number. Okay, now we have a negative power, 2 to the power of negative 5. When we have a negative power, we think of the reciprocal and we do 1 over the positive power. Now, 2 to the power of 5, well, I go through, I double, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. So 2 times 2 times 2, 5 times is 1 over 32, and that's my answer. Okay, now we're going to go on to question 11, which is also to do with indices. And now we have to the power of a third. Well, like the power to a half, when you have a fraction, 64 to the power of a third, and sorry, that's it, just clearing. So the power of a third means the third root. So I'm asking myself, what number cubed gives me 64? This is the inverse function. Well, I know 4 cubed, I know 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. Therefore, the cube root of 64 is 4, and that's my answer. Okay, part B, a super hard question. Now, whenever you have a negative fractional power, just think about the positive power first. So I'm going to work out what this is to the power of 2/3. Now, I'm going to break this down and I'm going to change the 2/3 into a third times 2. Right, 2/3 is the same as 2 times a third, isn't it? Times the tops times the bottoms. So 2/3 is the same as saying to the power of a third raised to the power of 2. Now a third just means the cube root, like we did in the previous question. So I want the cube root of 8 and the cube root of 27, and then I'm going to square my answer. The cube root of 8 is 2 and the cube root of 27 is 3. Now I'm going to square the top and square the bottom. So I'm going to square 2 and I'm going to square 3. 2 squared is 4 and 3 squared is 9. Now this is my answer for the positive fractional power. So let's go back to the question. So I've worked out this, which is 4/9, but I want to the negative power. So to the negative power, I just flip over what the answer was to the positive power. Remember, negative power just means the reciprocal of the positive power. Reciprocal, it just means flip over. So remember, the word reciprocal just means flip over the fraction. And that is a tricky question.